welcome to Exclusive with Taghreed Hussein. Tonight we'll be talking about how artificial intelligence impacts the global economy. Artificial intelligence plays an increasingly important role in our lives and in the economy, and already is having an impact on our world today in many different ways, on the productivity and also on economic growth. It can increase the efficiency with which, of course, things are done, and it vastly improves also the decision-making process by analyzing the large amounts of data that are present. It is also spurring the creation of new products and services, markets and industries, thereby boosting the consumer demand and generating new revenue streams. Tonight with our global financial expert, Mr. Seif Hafez, will be reading the impact of artificial intelligence on the global economy. Mr. Hafez, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me.
And together we'll be knowing more also about the impact of artificial intelligence on the stock market, how it is now moving towards a more fundamental transformation of the economy at large. Seif, as we were talking, it really has a great impact on the transformation and on outlook of the global economy at large.
Absolutely. Artificial intelligence, I would recall the CEO of Google had said that the impact of artificial intelligence on the human race is exactly like the impact of discovering fire and discovering electricity. So it is something that is going to transform the whole world. Artificial intelligence, we use it every day without even realizing. When you pick up your phone in the morning and you look, if you have an iPhone or any kind of phone, and it recognizes your face, that's already an artificial intelligence that we deal with. When you drive your car and you use Google, you want to go somewhere, this an artificial intelligence. Google imports a lot of data, analyze it, compare it to the previous day, for example, finds out if there's a traffic or not, and gives you the information. Google Translate keeps on improving day after day.
Yes.
So artificial intelligence absolutely is impacting our world, and we deal with it every single day, like I said.
Yes, definitely every single day, and with thousands of investment options in the world of the stock markets, investors actually need to have a simple method of understanding the way the market functions today. They need to understand also the risks, the potential benefits in the sound of stock investments. Well, as we can see, artificial intelligence is shaping the world of trading, of stock trading.
Correct.
In a way or another. We have the robo-advisors that are considered to be also trending worldwide.
Yeah. Well, until today, a lot of people around the world are trying to figure out the magic artificial intelligence that's going to make everyone rich, which is buy low, sell high. Which until this moment, until today, nothing had been really created yet as an artificial intelligence. When we think about artificial intelligence, what is it exactly? It's basically gathering a lot of information, analyzing it, and taking decisions. And this is where something that human beings had always lived with. For the first time ever in history, and 2022 is going to be considered to the first year that artificial intelligence is being implemented in more countries than ever before and more companies than ever before, we're going to see that the artificial intelligence is taking over certain tasks. But yet, that part, when it comes to trading, it's still not yet implemented. However, there's a couple of algorithms that's around the world, which when it hears certain kind of news or certain kind of effect, it triggers certain kind of sell order, or triggers certain kind of buy orders.
Yeah, well, it's really a fascinating world, and the world of artificial intelligence is actually moving and changing at a very rapid pace. The stock market can be intriguing yet daunting to many. Investors may have actually many questions regarding artificial intelligence, and we're talking about many questions, and company owners today are actually interested in artificial intelligence, but sometimes they don't know where to start, and sometimes there is a sense of fear from something you don't know the components of it as a whole.
Yes.
So I guess you have many questions and expertise also in that field.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if we need to understand the future, we need to look at the history and the past. And if we think about when the invention of machines had happened, everybody was afraid. Even in Europe, in the old days, they used to kill and murder the inventors of machine because they were so worried that it will take over the human beings. But guess what happened? It actually assisted humans and helped humans. Yes, there was a temporary part that humans were a little bit laid off because, for example, the person who starts doing fabrics and all of a sudden the machine comes and takes over and does the job much faster, he was laid off for a little while. But moving forward, the economy had never been better than the past 100 years. It's progressing every year. So what I want to say is that artificial intelligence, if you compare it, it goes hand in hand with the same transition that happened with machines when they were developed. Artificial intelligence is here to help humans, not to compete with humans.
Yeah.
It is there to minimize cost.
To facilitate the lives of humans.
Absolutely. Facilitate, minimize cost, make things more efficient and faster.
Yes. In the eyes of a global financial expert, and as we all know, and think of artificial intelligence in a way or another that is going to be helping companies around the world in smarter trading as well. So what would be the effective ways to use this sense and apply it, actually?
Correct. I would say, and a lot of experts as well say, and analysts, that anything that needs something repetitive would be given to artificial intelligence, because you need to give time to humans to do what they do best, which is creativity and social and emotional intelligence, and leave those repetitive tasks to artificial intelligence. For example, a lot of major companies now that they have warehouses, they deal with artificial intelligence, and it takes the products and the goods from the trays and they give it, for example, without mentioning names, I would tell you about a very famous company around the world had decided now to open a store where you walk inside that store with a phone and you pick up anything you want from the shelf. And there are cameras watching you, watching your pattern. If you pull something from the shelf and put it back, they will watch that. So there's a little bit of a privacy breach. But on the same note, you pick up whatever you want and you just leave. And the minute you step out of the store, you found your phone with a notification that you already bought it. So it pops up.
Yeah.
So things like that would help a lot of companies in order to progress.
Yes, we're probably actually dealing with artificial intelligence in our daily lives, and as it develops, it becomes more commonplace actually in our lives. Today, artificial intelligence is considered to be a technology reality. How do you view the future of investing in artificial intelligence?
Well, if we
from now on.
Absolutely. I mean, if we talk about artificial intelligence future, there's one person that we cannot not talk about, which is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is a person that lives in the future. He's not living in the present. I mean, we worry about the day-to-day things, and he actually has like 50 years planned out for him. So he actually has, he started up a company now called OpenAI. And that company has a sister company, Neuralink. It's very famous anywhere around the world. You can Google it, you're going to find it. Neuralink is basically talking about that in the future, and the first experiment is happening 2022, by the way, so it's very, very soon, that you will be able to put a microchip in your brain, and that microchip would upload all your consciousness and all your ideas and keep it in that microchip. So if you, God forbid, you die or you pass away, that would be downloaded to a different brain and will be taken over. But then again, I have to say there's a lot of challenges. Elon Musk is one of the very few that is afraid of artificial intelligence, because artificial intelligence could be very scary. Could be very scary. I mean, you're talking about if computers started talking to each other and learning from each other. Some people, they say that very soon countries are not going to negotiate with each other, are going to have artificial intelligence that are going to sign treaties between each other.
So double-edged weapon in a way or another, like anything.
Like anything, absolutely correct. But then again, I have to repeat again when I said about the machinery, It's a transitional period where we're going to have to live with it for a little while, but the benefits outweighs super much the harm.
Yes, definitely it's very important to apply and keep pace with what is happening throughout the whole world. And Egypt's new republic is bracing this sense of competitiveness. We've seen recently at the World Youth Forum how robots were there greeting people and also maintaining all the precautionary measures in order to safeguard people and keep them safe from COVID-19 and from infection. Short break. We're still continuing our discussion, and artificial intelligence has a very important place and a very important future in Egypt's new republic, definitely.
مصر فيها 100 مليون. مصر كمان مساحتها 1,000,000 كيلومتر مربع. بس في حجم ضخم جدا من الأراضي احنا مش عايشين عليه. ما خدناش بالنا على مدى 60-70 سنة فاتوا إن الكلام ده هيبقى ليه تأثير كبير جدا وخطير على حياتنا ومستقبلنا. لكن احنا مش سايبين لا القاهرة ولا اسكندرية ولا بورسعيد ولا المحافظات، بنتحرك في كل القديم والجديد مع بعض عشان يليق بينا ويليق بالمصريين يعني. الموضوع مش مباني بس، لا ده تطور كبير قوي احنا بنعمله. فأرجو ان احنا نستعد مفكرين مثقفين فنانين. هذا الحدث الكبير ميلاد دولة جديدة بافتتاح العاصمة الجديدة. ميلاد دولة جديدة. إعلان جمهورية تانية.
Yes, the birth of the new republic with the inauguration of the new administrative capital, and it has been a great experience, you know, to see robots today and the role they play in our daily lives, to see their presence all over the world in the different specialities in the field of medicine, in the field of telecommunication, and also in the field of economy. We probably definitely interact with artificial intelligence on a daily basis since it develops and becomes more commonplace in our daily lives. Its role in startups is considered to be also very profounding. How do you see it?
In companies, there is a concept called returns to capital.
Here we go. We can see the robot here at the World Youth Forum, and those were moments of pride, actually. The latest World Youth Forum in Sharm el-Sheikh, Egypt, has been one of the hits that we are really very proud of, and the opener was by the robot welcoming the president and his guests and different dignitaries attending this important event. How is that?
Absolutely. Yeah. Going back to
yes,
the startups, and there is a concept called returns to capital versus returns to labor, and that goes hand in hand with the startups. Returns to capital means, in a nutshell, in a very simple language, how much money do I inject as a company in capital, in machines, in artificial intelligence, and what return do I get?
yes,
As opposed to how much money I invest in humans, in their skills, in training them, and how much return do I get? So it had been proven in the past 5 to 10 years that the return on capital has been, it really went, it skyrocketed. It definitely, so going back to your point, which is startups, absolutely. Most of the startups right now are much more focused on investing in artificial intelligence and in capital as well.
Yes, Egypt is investing in artificial intelligence, and we are, as we can see here, keeping pace with the future. The technological revolution in the last decade saw a slew of startups coming up and establishing a new way actually of doing business. We hear the term today, smarter.
Smart, yeah.
Yeah, how to go smart, going smart in everything.
Yeah.
Smart economy and
Yeah.
smart business as well.
Yeah. For example, you have the smart cars.
Yeah.
There's self-driving that's promised by 2022 in certain countries where you're going to be... by the way, I have to say also there's another angle to it. Let's say, for example, some people are afraid. Like let's say by statistics, 3% of the labor force in the United States are... they transport, they're drivers. So we're talking about a laid off if this is happening. But then again, like we said, this is only transition. But yes, of course, smarter is definitely the way forward.
Yes. In the finance world, the market is a term used to describe the place where you can buy actually, and you can sell the shares, the bonds, as well as other assets. However, there are rewards concerning the risks of investing in startups. I guess this is also another question that pops up by many of your viewers.
Absolutely, absolutely. You mean like the risk of investing in a startup?
Yeah.
Of course. It is, you have to very well study the startup company that you are investing in to see the history behind it, the people who are doing it, what's their ideas, their motivation behind it, how committed they are, because it's all about human beings at the end. And you need to really believe in the concept itself. And of course, you have to also understand there is a big risk. Like you said, that we always hear about the startups that fly.
Yeah.
But we don't hear about the startups that fail. Because, of course, next to every startup that flies, there's a lot that also fails, which is part of the business, part of life.
Yes.
We have to accept it.
As we can see in this field, in the field of artificial intelligence, the future is coming up very quickly.
Very quickly.
And it is a very, very much great pace that things are happening. Artificial intelligence will certainly be part of that phase. In what way do you think the global economy is going to be affected by artificial intelligence in the future? How far?
Artificial intelligence is here to stay, and it's not going to go anywhere. And we are pushing the boundaries. It's going to help in health, it's going to help in education, it's going to help in transportation, it's going to help in communication, it's going to help in all aspects of life. Whether we like it or we don't like it, this is the way it's going to move forward. How it's going to affect the economy, it's going to definitely help the economy. The only thing that people might be afraid of is that artificial intelligence is going to learn from each other and they're going to go against human beings, which is like very far-fetched. It is like in the science fiction kind of stories.
Because people are always, thinking in the first place, how far is it going to affect humans?
Yeah,
how far is it going to affect my profession?
Exactly.
Will they need me or not?
Exactly.
All those questions are like popping up.
Yeah, of course. Is it going to threaten me?
Exactly.
Or not? You know, it's not going to threaten you. Artificial intelligence is created by humans.
It will complement your story.
To help humans, absolutely, complement.
Yes.
Exactly.
Well, adding automation, Internet of Things model, the IoT, to the existing solutions is clearly the direction today of how ports and terminals around the world are really heading, and this is part of also the applications of the artificial intelligence. We have always a link between artificial intelligence and smart investment. So we're going smart in everything.
In everything, in everything, yeah.
In the world today, we're going smart in everything. And what's the cost for going smart for everything?
Well, to be honest with you, I mean, I don't think there is the only cost that we have is a temporary kind of adjustment that needs to happen and needs to be accepted. That's the only cost that we have to pay. But further moving forward, products are going to be cheaper to consumers. Consumers are going to have more money to invest somewhere else. So the world is going to progress and it's going to boom by artificial intelligence. So I don't see there is a real cost as in like painful price to be paid.
Yeah, hopefully, and actually, it's always great, you know. But there is no pain without gain, no gain without pain.
Yeah, absolutely, of course.
So we have to adapt with the new technology, and
exactly.
Definitely, because we are investing in it. It's very important. The concept of smart investing is there, continues to evolve in a rapid pace, and definitely artificial intelligence will be supporting that as well.
Absolutely.
Mr. Seif Hafez, global financial expert, thank you so much for coming to Nile TV tonight.
Thank you very much for having me. It's a great pleasure.
Thank you. Great pleasure and honor. And ladies and gentlemen, that was exclusive with Taghreed Hussein here on Nile TV International, where we talked about artificial intelligence and its impact on global economy. See you next week. Until then.